Something just happened in the US financial system. A lot of people are talking about it, but I think almost no one really understands what it means. It's going to completely change how crypto interacts with traditional banking systems. And that's good news for companies like Ripple and blockchains like the XRP ledger. For the first time in history, a crypto company, it's been granted direct access to the Federal Reserve's payment infrastructure, not a partnership, not a workaround, but literal direct access. Let that sink in for a moment here. And according to several industry analysts here that are watching this thing closely, that move, it's already opened the door for the next wave. We got a lot of stories to go over. This is big news for Ripple, and we see right here why Ripple may be the next after Kraken to get Fed access. This is the Trojan horse for blockchain companies here, as it is now official. Kraken, through its banking subsidiary, Kraken Financial, has become the first crypto company in history to gain access to payment systems of the U.S. Federal Reserve. The next piece of the puzzle, of course, is going to be Ripple. They will be given that access. This is going to help RLUSD, Ripple, and of course, most important to us, XRP. We see Paul Barron. He's arguing the case for this, that Ripple has already officially applied for the master account with the Federal Reserve. And if Kraken's format proves successful, and it will be, Ripple, Circle, and many others are going to be next. And Ripple can do the most damage with this because, first and foremost, when you have the blockchain, liquidity is the issue, being able to easily get value onto and off of the blockchain, that's ultimately what makes these technologies useful. And this is a whole different game. You're piping right into the Federal Reserve balance sheet. No more having to worry about intermediaries running off with your money, going bankrupt. You just easily can zip value onto and off of the blockchain, use it in the real world. That is the game changer. And what Ripple does with this, it is going to transform the XRP ledger and the token XRP. I'm telling you, this is the Trojan horse. They have this almost through the gates. And when it gets there, man, it is going to change everything. Now, I was happy to see this news here. We see Ripple adds Coinbase crypto futures to its $3 trillion clearing platform. Of course, Coinbase is very closely integrated with everything Ethereum. Well, now you have Ripple doing a partnership here. Hidden Road, I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the best purchases. All the different things to get to integrate with because of that platform. It's going to be worth many times more than their billion-dollar entry there, what it cost them to get Hidden Road. We see Ripple, the blockchain firm closely associated with XRP Ledger Network, said Thursday its clients on its Ripple Prime platform can now trade the full range of crypto futures that are listed on Coinbase Derivatives, derivative trading running through Ripple systems. They may start by clearing on Ethereum, but eventually they're going to clear on the XRP ledger. You know it's going to happen. It's faster, cheaper, more efficient. That's the plan going forward. Plus, Ripple wants everything eventually rolling over to the XRP ledger. They have more XRP than you do, than I do. You don't think they want to, have this blockchain being used? Of course they do. And beyond that, forget the value it is for them if they really have XRP ledger being adopted. Beyond that, it's just the technology for the use case. They're going to use it. The reason other people are going to use it, because it works, because it's efficient, because it is a game changer, and that is why we have XRP. And it's just as simple as that. SEC chair, U.S. needs clear crypto rules. He's right. This has to happen. SEC chair Paul Atkins has thrown his weight behind the White House call for the Clarity Act. Again, not the perfect bill, but one that will do the job here. The Clarity Act helps ensure entrepreneurs build the next gen of financial tech here at home. It doesn't, this is not for the hobbyist that wants to sit around and write research papers to the end of time. This is for people that want to make huge investments of capital in this technology and use it for a practical purpose today. But they're not going to do it until they have a bill like this that passes, and you know what's legal and what is not. This has to happen. The SEC boss has added that he looks forward to working with the United States Commodity Futures Trade Commission on this landmark crypto legislation in the near future. I keep hearing, oh no, there's going to be rulemaking. You're always going to have rulemaking, but we have the rulemakers today in place we want at the SEC, at the CFTC, This is who we want out here, writing guidance, making rules. You don't want to wait until Elizabeth Warren and her cohorts write the rules of the future and their reptilians are over there at the SEC. This has to happen now. It has to happen today. They're ready to rock and roll. It's going to happen too. Watch this. RLUSD approaching fresh milestone following its latest mint here. We're right at 1.6 billion. I'm happy to see that Ripple's been successful getting traction with this coin as we push towards $2 billion. And further, it's not just the market cap of the stablecoin. They're getting more on and off ramps. We just saw Binance here recently. The more easier it is to buy and acquire and trade this coin, the more people are going to use it. You can use it on Ethereum, great, it's interoperable, but you can use it on the XRP ledger. That's the key. It's fast, it's efficient. People are going to love the stablecoin as we go forward. They're doing a great job. I can't say enough about what they're doing here. It's one thing to launch a coin. It's one thing to have a stablecoin and just say, oh, it's so secure, it's so great, but you have to get traction, and they're doing exactly that. Ripple's having great success, and it's a pleasant surprise how quickly they are scaling that thing. Pundit says XRP price at $100 is not insane if you understand this. Crypto pundit Bird has explained why an XRP price target of 100 is not insane when one understands what the XRP ledger can do. This is what I tell you. We're so early days. We don't have all the major banks. We don't have one major bank using this technology yet. It is not the clearing for stock and derivatives and everything we can do with this technology. Can it hit $100? Well, do you think this technology can grow 50x from where we are today? Well, of course it can. You take a lot of adoption, a lot of value. You can have prices that will blow your mind with XRP, but I don't need $100. I just need $6, and I think we're going to get it. And when we do, I'm going to be popping bottles and just having a blast. But again, I've said I'm going to keep 20% to the side because, again, these kinds of really high price targets, they're darn sure ain't impossible. I can tell you that. When XRP was at 0.6 of a cent, I thought it was overvalued. There's no way it would hit 5 cents. And boy, was I wrong. In very short order, the sucker went up to over $3. Just a ridiculously high price. You don't know what the future holds. Is it possible? You betcha. Am I going to gamble everything I got on these types of prices? Heck no. I'm going to take my money and run, but keep some to the side because this is going to be a big, big adoption cycle as we go forward. Ripple quietly appears inside Wall Street's stock clearing systems as it expands XRP payment platform. We've heard some articles about this. DTCC, again, they clear all the stocks, all the trading on their platform. They work very closely with Canton Network. And now we have Ripple and what they are doing in Hidden Road. Again, what a great acquisition that was. And I think that the XRP ledger, again, where we are going is this kind of hub of trading. Makes a lot of sense here. We'll see. Again, they're doing a lot with Canton, but I think the XRP ledger, from a technological standpoint, makes a lot of sense with what DTCC is going to do. And when you look at the volume they run, man, it's going to be more than one network. And we heard that from Canton as well. They're not going to capture everything. It is a monster, the highest order, and we may capture a good amount of that trade volume as we go forward. XRP ETF crosses 1.1 billion, but what I bring this up for is right there. Bitwise fund leads as it expands into U.S. market. XRP investment demand is accelerating, institutional capital inflowing. And this is a scary time when people don't want to invest in crypto. Wait till it goes full bull run. It's going to be crazy. Bitwise XRP ETF emerging as the largest in the U.S. And hey, props to Canary, first through the door. They got it done. Yay for that. But I want one of the bigger funds kind of leading the way here. And Bitwise is a good one. And I think we will see more, of course. I think we'll see Fidelity, BlackRock, and some of the other ones here as we go forward. But as of now, hey, Bitwise, we would have killed for Bitwise back in the day, and we would liked any sort of ETF to go through. And it's good, again, to see a big player in here having success, jumping to the head of the pack here. And that's the way it should be. Again, Canary can have their success. I'm sure they will keep quite a bit of volume there, probably be one of their more interesting and successful products that they offer. But Bitwise quite a bit bigger. Glad to see that they have taken the lead there. Lastly, SEC moves to settle this Justin Sun case with $10 million penalty. Man, this guy was cooked. I mean, cooked. Is this good that this was settled out? Well, probably because he bought so much Trump coin is why he's off the hook here. I mean, look, good things don't always happen for good reasons. In cryptocurrency, we've given a second breath of life here, and we need to seize this moment. We need to get the clarity we can. And this is the time, this is the administration to work with. And again, a lot of it has to do with people from top to bottom, from the president on down. They all have investments in cryptocurrencies. And that's why you see this at the forefront, not because necessarily they believe so much in this in this asset class. They're not enthusiasts, they're not hobbyists. They just want to make money. And you know what? Get us across the finish line. We'll take care of the rest. That is fine. We'll have to see. I think it gets done this year. If it does, that's going to be such a shot in the arm for this space. If it doesn't, we're going to be in trouble because it just may not get done. Let me know down below what you think. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.